our next guest believes the only way to lift up communities is to empower them to uplift themselves. So she launched a program that buys homes in under-resourced Detroit neighborhoods and transforms them into customized community hubs that fulfill each area's individual needs. Incredible. This is what makes her a rad human. All right, everybody, from brilliant Detroit, let's welcome Cindy.
Thank you.
So meet Charles.
Charles,
yes,
it's awesome to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Kelly, honored to be with you.
Oh my gosh, I am honored. Are you kidding? Like it's the greatest privilege. I was just telling him, he was like, man, the show is doing so well for you. And I was like, it's the greatest privilege to have people like you on, to learn what amazing things people are doing that I wouldn't have known about.
Yeah,
you know?
I
So
can see that.
it's a treat to have people like you on here that are just really the shining examples of humanity, like the best versions of what we can be.
All of us, right?
Yeah. Well, like the residents that you serve, you also grew up in Detroit, right?
That's right, that's right. And this is my heart. I'm gonna say that. Detroit is one of the most wonderful cities. It also has about 50% of the kids under age 5 live in poverty. This is a really personal thing for me. My family came from poverty. My mom was actually in a foster home until she was 12 because of that. But I had the best parents in the world who taught me that you have to have that grit and that you are put on this earth to do better. And as a result, I'm a first-generation high school graduate. And I knew we had to do better, and together with my co-founders, Carolyn and Jim Bellinson, we set out to do that.
Yeah, and well, you killed it. So can you tell us a little bit more about Brilliant Detroit and like how it works?
Exactly. So Brilliant Detroit exists to create what we call Kid Success neighborhoods. So those are neighborhoods where kids and families have everything they need in the middle of their neighborhood in walkable distance.
Accessible, yeah.
Yes, it totally matters. We do this by starting with the community. We don't go into any neighborhood unless we're invited in. We really believe that the neighborhoods transform themselves.
Yeah.
And so once we've been invited in, we do lots of listening and we find out the unique needs and desires, hopes and dreams of that neighborhood. We do certain things in all of our locations, right? We're getting to kindergarten readiness and grade level reading, but the neighborhood tells us what they need and want. They tell us if they need more GED, more exercise, more entrepreneurship, and then we do it. We start with a community group, we hire from the neighborhood, and we find a house together.
Yeah, it's like the teach a man to fish.
Yeah.
You know, the community ends up helping itself. That's a beautiful thing.
They're the
so they
secret
can
sauce.
stand on their,
Yes.
So what are some of the services that you offer?
Yeah, so we have over 160 partners in the work, and we offer programming and services in education, health, and family support. It's belly to 8. I want to just say we're whole family oriented, and we really are looking to ultimately get kids to grade level reading. So some of the things that come out in that are actually tutoring, language development, parenting classes, cooking classes.
Yeah.
Even in our cooking, we also cook in our sites every day. And the thing is that we all have a need to be loved, to feel safe, and that's when you grow. So while we offer a whole plethora of whatever you need for your hopes and dreams, it's that love and safety that helps you grow.
Yeah. I don't know, did you have anything like that in your neighborhood? I never had anything like this in my
We never
neighborhood.
had anything formalized like that. I think it's just so fantastic. It got me a little emotional. It's like a lighthouse shining light in these areas. But I will say that makes me think, you spoke of grandparents and all. My grandparents' house was kind of like that. There'd be people in that they didn't just take care of their family. Like when my parents divorced, they helped raise me, but they were there for my uncle's friend that was going through trouble. Whoever was in that neighborhood, they were a house like that. And I'm reminded also, I love the orange door and all the houses just shining out. My grandparents' house was this bright pink house, this ostentatiously pink house. But I look back and I go, they were kind of doing what you're doing, but what you're doing is you're creating it on this like beautiful basis where you're with investment and people letting other people know they care, so they have somewhere to go.
Together, and I think you're right. Is that I hear all the time. This is what my grandparents used to do, right?
Yeah.
And I think as a community, sometimes we've lost each other. We've lost those places you go
because we're online and not in person.
We don't feel safe, and I think our results actually show what happens when people can come together in the right ways in the middle of the neighborhood they are able to achieve what their dreams are.
Well, Cindy, I want to ask about the houses that you buy to turn into hubs. So how much work goes into them?
A ton. So let me be real.
She said, let me break it down.
And I think this is kind of the first element is we like to take the most dilapidated locations that absolutely possible. And the reason is it becomes that pillar of hope in the middle of a neighborhood. You're transforming a location.
And you take something that people think it's lost and just needs to be torn down.
And it's not.
Yeah.
Then we work on with people, and then we work on the community. But literally the people that we are doing our listening sessions with, they help pick those houses out. And they also help dig in and help make it look better.
Yeah.
And so as a result, we have actually just transformed multiple houses in that way in addition to the neighborhoods.
Yeah. Brilliant Detroit actually takes a single home in the most under-resourced parts of Detroit and turns it into a hub for the community, by the community. It's a godsend to people like Amy, who's joining us. Now give it up for Amy, y'all. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Meet Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Oh, nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
So how did you get involved?
I worked for 15 years with clients who had traumatic brain injuries, and then I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And at that time, I was married, and we thought that financially that was good. And then in 2019, I took my mom for a routine eye appointment, and they found a tumor on her pituitary gland, and she had to have emergency surgery. She was hospitalized for 57 days, 12 days on the ventilator. And then I found myself as a full-time caregiver and caring for 3 little ones. And then in the meantime, my marriage was actually crumbling, and I found myself to be alone with the kids and taking care of mom. And then I had a wonderful friend named Lemitra, and she invited me to one of the Brilliant Detroit hubs, Cody Rouge, and there we had story time with the kids. We met Dr. Seuss, and we had green eggs and ham. Literally, we ate green eggs.
My kids would lose their mind if they did that.
One of them didn't eat it. The other 2 were good. But they loved it, and we've been a part of Brilliant since then.
Yeah. So what kinds of services have you gotten from Brilliant Detroit? What's other than green eggs and ham?
There have been so many, especially during the pandemic. It was economically a hard time for me. So we would get weekly food boxes, and I was able to get diapers for my youngest one, wipes, as well as reading books. But not just that, all the programs, they provided all of the material for those. So we were able to get them, and the kids loved the reading programs. They also provided computers for us, which I wasn't able to afford during that time.
Yeah.
And then
Because everybody had to be on Zoom, yeah.
we had to be on Zoom, so everything was there. But I saw the kids still socialize, even while they were on Zoom. The same friends that we would meet up with, they saw them there. And then not just for them, but it was also for me. I remember after making the decision to file for divorce, I went to one of the Fitzgerald Hub, and LaShanta, one of the staff there, just looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I just broke down.
Oh my God, like
crying.
I'll cry right now. Yeah, when someone just says the most simple thing, you're like, I don't think so.
At a time we're supposed to be socially distancing, she was like, forget that. And she just wrapped her arms around me. And I felt her love, and I just felt secure.
And that's the safety you were saying, and that's when growth can happen, when you finally feel like somebody simply asking something like that, are you okay? Like, boy.
It makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, it does. So what do you want to say to Cindy? It seems like, you know, everything might have fallen apart, but it seems like you met the right people and the network got you where you needed to be, and it was really a helping hand, other than it started with that big hug, right?
Yes, it did. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. You've brought security for our family and a community. You've brought staff alongside that helps us to grow. And where there's growth, I can sense the love. And where there's love, people can heal. And when people heal, a community is developed and we grow. So on behalf of the thousands of families that you've touched through Brilliant Detroit, you are God sent. And I thank you and I love you.
And I thank you and I love you.
Oh, man. Woo. It's so, and this is one person, right? This one person, like how many thousands, you know, have the same story, and then we'll have that ripple effect to their kids and their family, and then help others. Like it's a really beautiful thing you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. And it's really built on people like Amy. And so today, we do serve over 16,000 people. We have 18 locations throughout the city. Who knew when we started? It was kind of a radical idea. Our kids are reading at grade levels, they're 3 levels higher
Wow.
on average, and we've shown improvement in health and education and family support. Importantly, when we get to 24 sites in Detroit, which we're going to do by
That's the goal.
2024,
Yeah.
we'll change population level change for kids and families. That's a big deal. Like, that's
Yeah,
the holy
the
grail.
impact.
And we're starting our national expansion now because we want to give this away. This is not about an organization. This is about a way forward where we
new way.
care about each other.
Yeah.
We come together and it's all there for kids and families. So I've grown so much. This is my purpose, and I'm just really grateful for Amy and for so many that really show the world we can do better.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Well, Scholastic shares Brilliant Detroit's mission of connecting children to the books and resources that will set them up for success in life, which is why they are donating $5,000 in cash and $5,000 worth of books to Brilliant Detroit, just to help out. We love what you're doing. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Congratulations on just having a dream and like actually implementing that plan.
Making it happen.
Yeah.
Everybody can achieve their purpose.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Not
for
everyone
having me.
does though, so congratulations on that.